Hey guys, this is Wes with Still Real Game Farm, and this is the breeding tips and tricks part 2. The reason I had to do a second part is I've been getting a lot of comments and emails and phone calls about the video that I done originally. Everybody was telling me it was really hard to follow, and they asked me to come up with kind of like a family tree thing. So I've done exactly that. I've already drawn out a little bit of it. I was sitting here tinkering, and I just decided to go ahead and do the video. It'd probably be easier to walk through it. Anyway, we're going to start off with the first part here. Let me get this going here. Okay, what we're going to have here, I'm going to explain to y'all how this chart's going to work so you all can follow along with me here. You have an uppercase. All the uppercases are going to be your roosters. Okay? This is going to be your second generation rooster, and this is going to be your first generation rooster. So A's first generation, B's second generation, C would be third generation, and so on and so forth. So first off, what you're going to do, you have your original pair, which would be upper and lowercase a, which would be your pair. Now, for those of you that are new to the game, you don't necessarily just have to have one A. If you have two sisters, you would have two A's going with your rooster. So, anyway, once you breed these two, you're going to get your second generation. Your second generation would be your rooster and your hen. Now, you can have 45,000 of these going all the way down the page. You could have, you know, same thing with the roosters. You can take this line off of this right here and split it to as many pins as you want. Now, as you do that, we're going to go over here to the second part. The second generation, you're going to breed. This is for line breeding, by the way. This is the way that I found out works the best. You don't have any blood problems. This keeps the lines completely pure. It keeps all the other crappy, other lines out. When they say, oh, you got to freshen up your bloodline, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to breed a new blood into it. No, you don't, dude. You don't have to breed a new blood into it. You can keep the same exact blood. It's just a matter of how your breeding system works. This is my breeding system, and I've had no problems out of it, so I don't want to hear any comments in the comment section about this. This is what I'm doing to help people. If you're all going to sit there and argue with me about this whole situation, then you can make your own video and help the people that are new to this and give them your breeding plan. But this is my breeding plan, and this is how I go about breeding new lines and keeping them pure. Now, after you get the first generation over to a second generation, you got your second step in your breeding program. You can have, you'll have two pair of your originals. If you start out with a trio, if you just start out with a pair, you're only going to have one hen to match with this rooster. Over here, on the other hand, you're going to have, you can have 1,000 hens going with that one rooster. But what you're going to do, let me make sure I'm not going to cover up my microphone here. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to take each one of these lines. You can breed these. You can line breed these right here. That would be breeding the same way you done this here. You would take, once this right here breaks down, technically you would have a C generation. I'm not going to be able to hold this camera, guys. Shit. Once you have your AB generation, you're going to have your third generation, which will be your C generation. Did I just draw that backwards? Yeah, I did. Looking in the camera. My fault. You're going to have your C generation, which will be your uppercase C and your lowercase c. Now, once you get that, you can sit there and you can do your line breeding. You can take your lowercase c's. You can breed as many of them as you want, 30 or 40 of them. Let's just go ahead and say 30 to 40 hens or roosters, whatever. You can throw them with this guy right here. and you can keep breeding back. You can keep breeding back to this guy. That's going to be a line breeding. Now, once you get on there in there about 8 to 10 years, then you want to start thinking about freshening up your line. Once you start freshening up your line, here's where a lot of people loses their crap. Okay, you're doing the same thing as you're doing right here over here. This is still going to be a C generation. Okay, you're going to have your uppercase C and your lowercase c on the second part of this. So, you get your big A, your little b, and you pop out a big C and a little c. Big stag and a pullet. So, once you breed that, like I said, 8 to 10 years, and then you're going to start wondering, okay, this rooster right here, he's about seen his day. He's getting awful old. So, I mean, if you're already looking at this, the way I'm looking at it is, it takes you a year and a half to get these guys, up to full swing breeding going on. So, let's just go ahead and say this guy right here is about 12 years old. And then you've got your hens over here. They're getting pretty old too. They're going to have to be replaced soon. So now you can't. Now what you want to do, once these guys right here, your originals, this one and this one, these are right here, what do I say, 12 years? They're about 12 years old. Alright, now here's where I'm gonna probably lose a few people. But just hang in there. I'm going to try to make it as easy as I possibly can, and I'm going to try to talk through it while I'm recording and writing and talking. So, once these birds right here start to get a little bit older, you're still got remember, you still got your brother and sister pair. Okay? What you're going to do, these are no more. Go ahead and kill them off. They're not important anymore. Sell them, do what you want to with them. You can still breed them, and I'll show you all how to do that. I'll show you how to pull that in. You want to try to get another breed out of these guys. Okay? You're going to aim for one more. And this is normally how I do it. You're going to take this original pair, and then you're going to breed them again. This is to freshen up the line. So you're going to take your A. Oh crap, I can't write through the camera. And then you're going to breed a new large B and a little b. So you're doing the same thing you did the first time, 8 to 10 years later. Now this is if you want to keep your line pure. If you're a true breeder and you actually enjoy the line that you're breeding, if it's worth keeping pure, you're going to still have those original birds. Now, here's where it gets fun. You're going to take the same setup that you did right here on the first part. You're going to take the hens off of this first setup, the original rooster, and the second set of the hens, but it's going to be 8 generations down the line. 8 to 10 generations down the line. You're going to take the hens from that. So let's go all the way down here. So this will be 8 to 10 generations. You're going to take the lowercase c, and you're going to put it with the uppercase B. Okay? You see what we did? We switched them. We flip-flopped them. So now what we're doing is taking the same thing over here. We're going to be putting an uppercase C from this side of the line over to here. Now you split your lines again. So what you're going to have is you're going to have what your third step is. Let's see. Third step. You're going to have a big C and a little b. And then you're going to have a big B and a little c. Now that right there, just split your line once again, just like we did over here. you just split your line again, just like you did from the first setup to the second setup. You split your line. Ta-da! And guess what? That is line breeding. That is pure as there's no other bloodline in it. You're not going to have game problems. You're not going to have genetic problems because of what you did here. You kept breeding this little c back to the big A every time, every generation. You get rid of these hens every year. Get rid of the hens, 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 get rid of the hens. Breed back to the A every single time. Breed back to that original rooster. Over here, you're going to breed back to the original hen. Now, given you're not going to have as many the first time around on breeding back to the original hen, but you do want to hold on to her. After you breed this original hen the first time, and you get a bunch of the second generation or the third generation hens to breed back to the second generation rooster, go ahead and throw a crap load of them with him. Take this original right here, and you can actually put it in a pen beside him and flip-flop them every 7 days, and you'll be pushing out your originals, which are right here. Your original idea of what you originally bred, and you'll still be getting the turnout of them. Now, once you have this over here, this right here is your split. Remember, this is our freshened bloodline. All you have to do is completely restart exactly what you did here. Okay? I'm trying to make this as simple as I possibly can. There's not really much other way to put it other than the way I put it. This is a very effective way to do it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and squash a bunch of rumors right now off the bat. And let's just see how many people catch on to it as soon as I do this. I'm not going to say nothing. And I am drawing through a camera screen right now. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw a separation line right there, because this right here has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about. This is brother and sister. If you take a brother and sister pair and breed them one time, you can get away with it. Okay? You can get away with that. There is nothing going to be wrong with these guys right here. These guys right here are going to be fine. Now, let's say you breed it again. And you breed brother and sister together again, and you get big D, little d. You may luck out. Nothing wrong with them. Okay? Now, let's say you do it again. Now, you got away with it the first 3 times. Nothing happened. Let's say this little hen right here come out looking a little something like this. Okay, this is what you get when you inbreed for too many generations. Now, I hope you all like my artistic drawing. That's definitely one of the better ones I've done, if I do say so myself. But anyway, that's just for the kids, by the way. Anyway, this is pretty much what you're going to get eventually. You're going to, I mean, you can test the waters a few times, and you know, do it, like I say, like I tell everybody, man, do what works for you. If you breed 10, 15, 20 generations in and you're not having birds come out looking like that and their gameness isn't messed up, keep doing it, dude. Like, if they're coming out genetically correct and they're coming out game, do it. You're keeping them pure. Do it. Go for it. But for those people that don't want to test fate and doesn't really want to go out on a line, here's what I'm going to tell you. You can get by with this one time. Doing this one time in 10 years, you're good. So let's say we're going to take this, I'm going to draw another separation line down here. So let's say you take, we're going to copy, let's go here. This CB. We're going to say, all right, so this right here is going to be the start of our third generation line here. And you're just not quite satisfied with the way, with the blood that you've got. You're trying to get it pure. You want to make sure that it's pure. You want to thicken that bloodline up. You want all the traits to come out stronger in all the crosses. So you're going to take that, and we're going to take one of these off of this, okay? So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take the original crosses right here, breed that brother and sister, because you take your two originals, breed them brother and sister, then you get your big C and your little c. And then you want to take the brother and sister, you want to take the sister from the offspring of the brother and sister, which would be this little girl right here. You want to take her and put her here with the crosses that we did over here. Okay? So we have the standard line bred line, and then you put that, you take this rooster right here, which is what you got from these guys right here, these pairs. See? You take big C and put with little b. That's what we have right here. You're going to take the offspring of this, which will be D. No. Yes. Yeah. D and little d. You can take that and put down here. So we're going to change this to a D just for sake of argument, because I kind of lost myself here. You take this right here, you breed that to this. So you have non-filed up, you have a hen that's line bred, standard line bred right over here. Then you have inbred, rooster, which we got from our B and B. Now, having said this, you can do that at any point in time down your line here. In your second setup here, you can breed brother and sister any point in time down through here. But when you do breed brother and sister, here's where it gets complicated. You take, let me see, I'm lost. Okay. If you bred brother and sister, this is just my advice. This is what I do. If you do breed it, I really would rather stay away from breeding brother and sister, period. But if you do it, you take everything off of here. You can't keep breeding, man. You can't keep breeding. Keep the roosters. So this is going to be the keep side. Alright. And then this is going to be your discard side. You got to kill. You got to cull. You got to cull everything. If you kept line breeding. Or if you kept inbreeding. Now, eventually you're going to, like I said, eventually you're going to have something come out look like this. Okay? You don't want a chicken that comes out looking like that. That's like a cross between a stork and a flamingo. You don't want that. That's not a chicken. Okay? So the best way to do it, just not do this. Now, like I said, you can get away with it one time. But if you do that one time, you can't. Oh, here's what I was going to say. You can't take B and little b, which is what we have here, and then breed a big C and a little c, and then split the line and breed big B back to little c and big C back to little b. You can't do that. That right there jacks your line up. This completely screws it up because you have two inbreds. You have a brother and sister breeding to make a brother and sister. And what you're doing is you're trying to multiply. You're trying to cross these two. And this cross does not work. For the fact, here you go. Whenever you start doing that, the genes and stuff start to duplicate. You start to have double up on crap. That's why inbreeding is such a big deal. You get double genes. You'll have, and when I'm talking about double genes, like you'll have some tail feathers. I'm gonna try to be a nice artist here. You'll have some tail feathers like, okay, here's a tail feather shoot. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one, and there's another one. What you'll end up having happen is you'll have a tail feather shoot come up like this, and then you'll have another one come out of the same hole like that, and then you'll have a tail feather shooting. When it comes completely out, it'll be shooting out that way. When the butt of the chicken, like I said, I'm not an artist. That looks kind of more like a turkey. But anyway, it'll be flipping back towards the head of the bird instead of rainbowing out like it should. And this right here is genetic defects. Now, when you have genetic defects, you know, like I said, it could just be visual. Then again, it could be in the blood. It could cause your bird to turn into the roadrunner and take off. So you definitely want to be aware of it. You want to pay attention to what you're doing. Like this right here, I mean, like if you really take your time and watch this video, this is not complicated, guys. This is very, very, very simple. I mean, it's even more simple whenever you're taking your time doing it. Now, putting it all down on paper like this and just kind of like throwing it at you, saying, "All right, guys, here you go. There's how you line breed." That's a method of line breeding. Now, that's not to say that there's not other ways to line breed other than this. This is the method that I use. Now, you can develop your own method, but the things you want to watch out for is matching brother and sister. Early on, you would definitely want to watch out for breeding brother and sister. And when you do breed brother and sister, make sure that you breed it to another line that you have. Make sure you breed it from a standard line bred line, and then take that bird from the inbred line and breed it into your standard line to thicken the blood. And then you'll have to breed, when you breed those, let me cover this real quick before I run out of time because my camera's got a 30-minute time limit. And sorry about the blurriness. My camera's been screwed up lately. Whenever you do this cross right here, the last thing you want to do is take, let's see here, this would be C and D. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make E. Alright, so the last thing you want to do is breed this hen back to this inbred rooster. You don't want to do that. This cross is a no-no. Okay? This cross is a no-no. Because, can anybody tell me why? Yes, you over there in Egypt. You're right, because they will have the same genetic code, but this guy carries the inbred gene, which will double up on what this guy carries, because remember, you're breeding the same line, guys. It's the same line. This one right here is just inbred with the same blood. Like I said, you can get by with it one time. This cross is okay. Okay, this is okay to do. Alright? You can take that inbred and breed it. You can take the inbred stag and breed it back to the standard line bred. So then you're going to have your big E over your little d. And then you take this, go ahead. 8 to 10. Alright? You breed that 8 to 10 years. Keep throwing it back to this guy right here. Alright? This is where your key is going to be. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to attempt to do it. Alright, well, that'll work. Y'all get it. This is your key right here. This is your key element. This little guy right here. Okay? Because he has the thickened blood in him, and he also has the original standard line in him. Alright? These you can't do nothing with. Okay? You can take these and breed them over to a different line. Use them for crosses. That would be a good thing to do. Sell them. Do whatever you want to, but do not breed them back into your line. Okay? Because anything that came out of this inbred... Well, I mean, you can breed them back up here. You could take them and breed them back to... You could breed them back to them, or you could breed them back to the originals. Okay? But those originals by this time, by this generation, these guys are going to be no longer existent. They're going to probably be dead and gone. But I mean, there's not too much that you can do with this, with the pullets off of this. Just for the fact of, you know, normally people like crossing them back over. Now, if you, like I said, if you really wanted to, now remember, this is from the inbred. This is the C from the inbred. Now, if you wanted to, you could take it and breed it back to this one's daddy. You could take these and breed them back to this one's daddy, which would be this one right here. Okay? This is from your standard line bred line. You could breed it back to him, but he'll probably be dead too. Like I said, I mean, like, unless you're all just sitting here branching this off immediately, like one after the other, bam, 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 you can achieve this in probably 6 years. You can achieve getting all the way down here to, you know, to the E generation in about 6 years. So, but I mean, like I said, you know, most people, they'll breed that 8 to 10 years, 8 to 10 years there, and then they start to think about refreshing the line. Now, once you start really throwing these suckers out, I mean, you can do, I mean, you flip these things, man. Just, you know, that's how people sell their trios. That's how they get two different lines of trios. They breed this once, and then they take pullets to breed it back to the original, and they take stags and breed it, or a stag and breed it back to the original hen, and boom, 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 you got a crap load of trios. And you got a crap load of trios, and it's good blood. You just take them and throw them over here into your third section, which is where most people do all their business. This is the business section right here. Okay? When you get to the third step, you're in full swing business. Right here, this is for standard, you know, your standard breeders. This is where most people, this is the category that most people fall in. This is the category that separates the men from the boys. Okay? This right here is where a lot of people screw up when they try to freshen the lineup, or they fail to freshen it at all. They just keep doing this. They just keep line breeding, line breeding, line breeding, line breeding, line breeding, line breeding, and eventually that line breeding is going to catch up to you and it will screw up your line. You have to freshen the blood. 8 to 10 years is the standard. Some people do it every 4 years. And the people that do it every 4 years, I have no freaking idea how they're doing it. Because they're breeding, the people I've heard that are freshening it every 4 years, they're breeding all kinds of different bloods into it. Like they breed Lacey Round, like let's take this right here, like let's say this is my butcher line. They would take a Lacey Roundhead and breed it into the butchers every 4 years. And how do you breed? Let me ask you, if you breed that in there every 4 years, how do you get that back pure? How do you get those butchers back pure before you freshen that line again? You can't. It's impossible. So, anyway, this is pretty much what we've got, guys. I mean, it's pretty sketchy, and it's, you know, a very rough outline. But like I said, this is going to be your key. Once you breed that brother and sister, this guy right here is going to be the purest you will ever have that line. That's the ultimate, that would be the ultimate rooster. If that line is any count at all, if that line is the line that you think can whoop anything, can go up against any rooster or whatever, that'll be it. That's going to be your ticket bird. Now, once you breed him all the way down here, like I said, 8 to 10 would be standard. Oh, yeah, I did. I thought that said 2. That's standard. Line breeding. Now, in standard line breeding, I hate to go over this again, but I'm going to pound this into everybody's head that's not understanding this. And it's not, I mean, it's like, it's not a big deal, guys. Like, don't hate on me or think I'm making fun of y'all or anything, because I'm not, because this is something that takes time to learn. So I would definitely encourage watching the video a few times, talking to some local breeders, but definitely learn how to weed out the bullshit and know what's what before you start listening to people. Don't just, like, I encourage you to ask as many people as you can about what I'm telling you. You know, come up with your own solutions. I haven't found a problem in my breeding plan yet, but I mean, I'm sure there's somebody watching this video saying, well, hey, he's got a problem right there. Please point it out to me, because I mean, like I said, this is the way I've been doing it, and it's been working wonders. It's perfect. But anyway, once you have this, you're going to do a standard line breeding. So that's going to end up to an F generation. And you take that F generation, and you're just going to split this line again. You're going to take the lowercase, split it right like that. This guy goes over here. Ah, crap, I'm going to do it again. This guy, paper starting to spin around on me. This guy goes over here with his mama, and daddy gets all of his daughters. So you're going to take the little F, and we're just going to say times, there we go, and we're going to do this cross right like that. So if you do end up with 3,000 hens, you're not going to have problem with eggs. You're going to have plenty of G generation popping out. Okay? Now, once you get your G generations, this right here would also be counted as, guess what? A G generation. Alright, so you get your G generations, and voila. I mean, it's literally that simple. This is 2 separate lines. You take this G, breed back to this E, little g, then you take that F and breed it to the little g. Wait a minute. Yeah, I did that right. I got a little confused there because I labeled those. Alright, anyway, once you do this, these are 2 separate lines. These are 2 separate lines, but they're pure. I did all this I did all of this without inbreeding. Now you can keep these lines just like this. You can breed these just, I mean, you can do this up here without incorporating this, without incorporating the brother and sister pair to, you know, thicken your blood or whatever you want to do with it. Without incorporating that, you can take these and breed these just like this right here. Just boom, 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 boom. For 10 freaking times. 8 to 10 times. You know, 8's normally, you know, you're getting pretty, you know, 10's the top of the totem pole. 8, you know, that's, you know, it's iffy, you know. I mean, a lot of people like to freshen right at 8, and some people like to go ahead and take it on to 10. But, I mean, you can do this. Just keep breeding back to this, rooster. Keep breeding back to the rooster. Keep breeding back to the rooster. Keep breeding back to the rooster. Over here, keep breeding back to the rooster. Keep breeding back to the rooster. Breed back to the rooster. Every generation. Keep going. 8 to 10 times. Once you get there, ta-da! You take the youngest setup, the youngest one you have. You take the youngest roosters, earliest in the generation, and you do the cross up here. You remember? You take the C's and breed back to the B's. Oh, it's magic. Or, same thing. Take this guy right here. So this would be, let's see, H generation. You take this little H, breed over here to this little E. And then you take this little G. Well, no, we would breed that again. You take the big H over here, and you breed back to that little G, or yeah, that little G. Yeah, that's right. Go jump completely over. But if you can also take that and breed back up here, which that's what I would kind of suggest. Breed it into that D. But if you don't have that, that's fine. Breed it to the earliest hen you got. Out of this line, you can't just breed it to the earliest hen out of this line, because then look what you're doing. I mean, it's kind of pointless. Breed to the earliest out of your second line. This is a second line. Here's your first line. Up here, just like it started. First line. You can line breed this. You can go straight all the way down. Smart way to do it, split it. Once you split it, you can freshen that line up using the same blood. If you don't split that line, you can't freshen the line up, no matter how hard you want to, unless you have the same line or the same blood that's non-related. You can't freshen it unless you split this line. So you want to split and then freshen the line 8 to 10 years later. After you split the line breed for 8 to 10 years, then freshen up as I showed you. Big C, big B, little b from the original pair. And start your new lines. So for those of you that are struggling to follow me, both of these right here, both of these pairs would fall under the first category. So instead of just having AA, you would have AAAA. You would have two sets because you have two new lines. These would be two pure lines. Like I said, if it was my butcher line, it would be two pure butcher lines. They both carry the same gene. They both carry the same blood, but you've separated. Each one of these parents is going to carry a different genetic outline. When you start breeding to that one specific genetic outline to the parent, you're eventually going to get a pure parent. And you keep breeding to the other one of the other parent, you're pretty much just replicating what you already have. You're just replicating it. That's all line breeding is. You're replicating what you have. Now, whenever people say 8 to 10 years, that's because, you know, you're looking at, when you get a pure, let's say, okay, you breed these two together, you got 2 lines. So that would be 50-50 as far as the bloods go. In fractions, let's do it in fractions because I'm more familiar with fractions. Half and halves, okay? That's what you get. Whenever you breed this right here, you're going to have a half and half, okay? These Fs are half and halves. Even though they're the same line, they're half of this line and half of that line. So you're going to take those and you're going to breed them 8 to 10 years. The next year, does anybody know what you would have? You would have a 3. Damn it. I can't get this. I can't get the damn thing to stop swinging around on me. 3/4. Then eventually you'll have 7/8. And then you have, you know, 1/8. 1/8 off. You'll be 1/8. 7/8, 1/8. And then you get down to the 1/32nd. Or, whoa, jumping way ahead. 1/16. 1/32nd. Whoa. 1/32nd. Then you get down to the 1/64th. And so on and so forth. So if we look at this. Hold on, let me try to get this camera adjusted here. There we go. You got 1 year. Remember, this is what we breed when we breed our 2 pures together. We get half and half. 2nd year. 3rd year. 4th year. 5th year. 6th year. 7th year. Boom. Year 8. You've pretty much got a pure. Now, I know I screwed up these fractions at some point because that was supposed to equal up to 8 years. I left something out. Oh, 5/8. Is that 5/8? Yeah, 5/8. Okay. 5/8. I left 5/8 out. But anyway, that's the breakdowns that you're going to get. And you've pretty much got a full by the time you reach year 8. But some people like to go that extra mile and go ahead and breed them 10 years. That's fine. Learn your bloodlines. Learn your bloodlines. So anyway, guys, this is the way I do it. Like I said, this is it's not as complicated as it looks. It's very simple. It's not a headache at all. Just as long as you keep your birds in line and know where they come from, what parents they came off of, you're going to be fine. If you end up getting lost in all that as you're doing it, you are so screwed, it's not even funny. The best thing to do is kill off everything you don't know who the parents are, or sell it and start from the point that you know for a fact where you're at. And then you can continue breeding your lines and eventually get your key bird. Once you get your key bird, you just split it off again, just like you done on the second setup. You just split it off. That's all you got to do. So anyway, guys, like I said, you know, if you all have any better ways to breed, I mean, you know, feel free to share them with all the people that are just starting. I definitely want to keep the negative comments down to a minimum on my page, because I'm the one sticking my neck out on the line to help all the people that are wanting to start in Gamecocks. You know, I don't claim to know it all, and you know, but I do tell people, you know, if you do have a question, feel more than happy to call me, and I will do the best I can to answer any of your questions that you all have. If I don't know it, I know somebody that knows it. I can guarantee you that. So, anyway, just keep that in mind. You know, you can find me at on my Facebook, which is steelrailgamefarm.com. It'd be / Steel Rail Game Farm. You can find me on my business page. I have my phone number on my business page, which is through Facebook also. But anyway, I just wish you all the best of luck this upcoming breeding season. If y'all have any questions about breeding, like I said, this is the way that I prefer to do it. I haven't had any problems out of it. That's the way that I prefer to do it. There are other methods and stuff. This is just the method that I use, that I personally use. That's what I share with people, is the methods that I use. I do know other methods and stuff, but I don't want to get into that because this video has already been almost an hour long, and that would be another hour-long video. So, anyway, this right here is just one of the basic, this is basic line breeding right here. This is basic line breeding. You can't get any more basic than this right here. Well, this right here. Just breeding back to the mama and daddy, breeding back to the mama and daddy. You can't get any more basic. This right here, this is where it gets, where a lot of people don't do. Split the line breed it, and then freshen it. That's what a lot of people don't do. They breed new blood into it and then try to breed it out. But like I said, there's tons of different ways that people have their breeding programs. I'm just one of the guys that's going to share my breeding program with you. The people that won't share their breeding program with you are ashamed of what they're doing. I'm not ashamed of what I'm doing because it works. And like I've said it a billion times in all my videos, if it works for you, hey, go for it. And I definitely have the live and let live policy on life, and I don't have time for all the people that are sitting there and just blabbing and just looking to start up something on the internet. Tell you what I tell everybody else. If you want to run your mouth, come find me. I'm not hard to find. And, I'm a real cool guy. I'm real easy to get along with. Just take it easy on the comments, guys. Don't blow up my page, because I'm about to go ahead and start removing people. Not to sound like a pansy or anything, but I've got a lot of kids that watch my videos and read the comments, and I'm not gonna sit there and have them reading and looking at all that crap that you're all putting on my page. I do this for the young guys that are just getting into it, that don't have anybody to show them anything. If you guys are wanting to ridicule and go on, do a video comment on how you do it. That is how the cocker community needs to come together right there. Instead of everybody, saying my way's better, this way's better, and all this other bull crap. No, you're all doing it wrong. The reason that Duke Hulsey and Harold Brown and Johnny Jumper and all them guys flourished so much and did so well is because they helped each other out. They did things for other people, and that is a lost art in today's world. Like, people don't want to help another person out, and there's where everybody fails. I try to help as many people out as I can a year. I'll sit there. I'm a definite talker. I will talk on the phone with you for hours. If I'm not busy, I will sit down and I'll shoot the crap with you. Whatever it may be about. Normally chickens. I can sit there and I can talk chicken all day long, because that's something I understand and that's something I enjoy. And I love conversating with people that have the same passion as I do. Regardless of what their knowledge may be, I enjoy talking chicken with them. Whether it be teaching them something that they didn't know, or them teaching me something that I didn't know. I'm always open to new ideas, and I will definitely try them. you know, unless I know for a fact they're not going to work. But I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to ridicule you just for telling me, oh, well, I line breed, I inbreed, that's all I do, and I haven't had any problem with it. You're wrong. If you line breed one time, you're going to screw up your whole line. Well, you know what? Why don't you tell that to everybody else that line breeds? Because I promise you there's more people that line breed than people that inbreeds. But oddly enough, I do know a man that's inbred his birds for over 10 generations, and yeah, he has a lot of genetic defects, physical genetic defects. He's got birds that are coming out, you know, 8 pounds. He's got some birds coming out that look like Banies, but their gameness isn't messed up. He just has inconsistent showers and inconsistent weights and looks. So, I mean, like I said, if it works for you, do it, man. Like, yeah, I kind of got tickled when I seen one of his birds, because he was like, yeah, they're inbred 10 generations, and he was like, and that's the way I do it, and you'll screw them up if you line breed them one time. It only takes one time to screw up a rooster, and that's when you line breed them. I don't believe that. Not for 1 minute. But I just smiled and nodded my head and just kind of laughed. And because, I mean, obviously the results that he had, if you look at my roosters, the line bred roosters that I had, I did not have one 8-pound chicken that you should lock in the basement and never let out. But, I mean, you know, if he can deal with it, if he enjoys breeding that way and culling out all the screwballs that he gets, you know, hey, that works for him. Let him do it. I'm not opposed against it. But like I said, if y'all have a better way of breeding that you would like to share with everybody, you know, go for it. You know, I'm not going to change my breeding plan because this is what works for me. You know, you may have a better way. I may look at your breeding plan and go, you know what, I might try that. I might try that with a line. And I might try it for a couple of years and just see how it works for me. That way I can get the experience firsthand to be able to tell people, well, yeah, this guy told me this and I tried it. You know, it worked for me or it didn't work for me. You know, whatever the case may be, I can tell them my experience that I had with it. And that's what I normally do. You know, people that are wanting to share their information with me, if it's something I've absolutely never heard of, yeah, you bet I'm going to try it. You know, except for the gunpowder thing. I heard that and I just thought that was completely stupid. Give a chicken gunpowder and they show better. No, I'm not giving any of my birds gunpowder. I refuse to give anything to my birds that will explode. But, and yes, it does explode under compression. So I'm just thinking they get hit in the craw the wrong way, kaboom. I know that wouldn't happen, but I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, like I said, guys, I hope this video helped you all out. I know I've been kind of just grazing over this, just letting you all, like, I don't know if you're all copying or not, or, you know, making your own little chart that y'all can understand better, that doesn't look all scribbled up and got stork chickens on there or something. But yeah, I mean, it's very simple, man. I mean, it's as easy as cake. So anyway, guys, this has been Wes with Still Real Game Farm, and I wish you all the best of luck this coming breeding season, and we'll see you all in the next video.